With more than 3 million foreclosed homes on the market this year, this could be the best time to buy for you. Our financial contributor, Vera Gibbons, is here with some advice if you're thinking about this. Good morning, Vera.
Good morning, Maggie.
A lot of people could find real opportunity here, but they may find themselves overwhelmed. So what's a good starting point?
A good starting point is some of these websites that are out there. There's Realty Track, that's a popular one, foreclosure.com, foreclosures.com. I think there's a lot of confusion. There's just a lot of different ways you can actually buy. One way is in the pre-foreclosure stage, and this is actually a good stage to be buying because the seller at this stage is likely going to be motivated. They want to move the property, so there's likely going to be some room for negotiation as far as the price goes. You can check the place out, you can inspect it, you can walk through it, so there's no big surprises here. The downside of buying this way is that the seller is probably going to be pretty emotional. They are, after all, financially distressed. I mean, they're in a pretty bad state financially there, so you have to consider that. And also, there may be secondary debt, like a second mortgage, that the buyer would actually have to assume it. You would have to assume that. So that's just something to think about. But buying this way, you could save potentially 20% off potential market value.
Huge savings. And for people out there, that's also what's known as a short sale.
Right, when the lender agrees to sell you the property for less than is on the loan.
But you got to make the decision quick.
Yes, you do. So yes, you do. You have a very short window. No dilly-dallying.
All right, so let's say the buyer, the owner doesn't sell, then it goes into a foreclosure auction.
Right.
A couple of red flags here, aren't there?
Yeah. Then it goes to auction. Everybody thinks this is the place to buy. And true, there are some really good values here. You could potentially save 30, 40%. In some markets, up to 80% off the potential market value. So great, but here's the thing. Very risky way to go here. You can't check the property out. You can't do an inspection, no title search, no nothing. The place can be totally messed up in this total state of disrepair. You wouldn't even know it. So it's a very risky way to go. It's cash only. Really the way for the seasoned investor, not for someone who's just jumping into this game for the first time.
Someone who just wants to turn it around.
And turn it into rental properties or whatever else, yes.
So maybe the safer way to go is when it goes back to the bank if it doesn't sell at auction.
That's what happens. And the final stage, it goes back to the bank. About 50 out of 100 properties are now going back to the banks. Over 1 million properties this year will be bank owned. So there's a lot of selection. So that means good prices. When you have a glut of inventory, the prices are good. So very good values here. This is actually the safest way to buy. The easiest way to buy. You can check the place out. You can do an inspection. You can finance traditionally with a traditional mortgage. However, the downside, again, you may have to put quite a bit of sweat equity into these places. I think a lot of people underestimate the amount of repairs and renovations that are necessary to get these back into decent condition.
So ideal, short sale if you're ready to make a decision quick. If not, maybe hold out until it goes back to the bank because you're going to have, unfortunately, plenty of inventory.
That's right. I mean, the bank owned would be the way for the first-time buyer in particular, or someone who's looking to buy a second home or vacation home.
All right, Vera, thank you very much.
Thank you, Maggie.
Of course, we're going to put all of this information on our website, Foreclosed Homes, on earlyshow.cbsnews.com.